Hey, and welcome here to Six Wheels Down. Today is September the 27th of 2021, and I'm making a series of 4 videos about how to install a tow system for your tow vehicle, so you can pull it behind an RV. We have a little Fiat 500C. It's a turbo model, and that's important because parts are different for every year and every model of a vehicle, and especially here in this case where it's the turbo model, the front is extended a bit to make room for the turbo, and that means you need a special base plate for it. So you need to be very accurate if you want to do this here yourself about your year and model of your vehicle. So the 4 different videos I'm going to make, the first will be about how to purchase the correct parts for the DIY projects here. That can be a bit complicated. I was googling around for the different brands of tow systems, and I decided to go with a Blue Ox system. It seems very sturdy, and I simply contacted Blue Ox to help me find parts here. So the first video here will be about how to purchase the right parts. The next one will be about the mechanical installation, how to mount the base plate behind the front of the car so that you can mount your tow arms for it. The second video will be third video, will be about how to install the electrical wiring kit that goes from the front of the car down to the tail lights of the car, so that when you use the signals and the brake pedal on your on your motorhome, that the tow vehicle will give the same signals on the tail lights. And the fourth video will be how to install a brake assist system in the car, so that when you activate the brakes on your motorhome, that your car will support the braking as well, so that it won't push your motorhome. So these are the 4 videos I'm going to make. And the first one here is about how to purchase the right parts. I googled around a lot to try to find the right parts myself, and I also thought I had the right parts, but I would like to be 100% sure, because it's expensive stuff, so you want to make sure you get the right part numbers. So to verify, I simply wrote an email to Blue Ox customer service. They were extremely helpful, and they replied back within an hour. I gave them the model number, the year and so on of the vehicle I wanted to tow, and said I would like to have a complete tow package with brake assist and everything. What are the part numbers I need? And they wrote back with exact part numbers for all the different components, and said I could basically purchase them from an authorized dealer. What I did is I started googling around. I tried Amazon, but I also found a company called eTrailer. And eTrailer, they had a lot of the parts, but they didn't have all of it. So I ended up buying some parts from Amazon and some parts from eTrailer. And I will try to give you an overview of the parts here that are needed for a project like this if you want to do similar. But a good idea is to contact Blue Ox and get their support and confirm the part numbers, so you're 100% sure. I have installed the system as we are sitting here, and it all worked out. It was correct, everything, so that was really helpful. I have tried to compile a list of all the parts that I purchased for this project, and you can see the total cost is $2,897 for all the parts needed. Then tax comes on top of that, so you are right around $3,000 for a complete installation package. And I'll try to go through each component one at a time. The first one is the base plate. The base plate is what you mount up in front of your tow vehicle. It's behind the front bumper, and you need the whole front panel off to get that bolted onto the frame of the car. But that's where you have the attachment points for the tow bars. The next thing is the tow bars. The tow bars, they will be mounted in the hitch of your tow vehicle or your RV, and that basically connects to this base plate we went through first. The next item on our list is a tail light wiring kit, and that basically extends from the front grille of the car, where you will have a plug and then to connect it to your motorhome, and then you need to route these cables all the way back to the tail lights. And this kit here has 2 light bulbs included, which I ended up not using. Instead, I soldered on the wires to the existing tail lights and used the bulbs in the existing tail lights. That gave a much cleaner install. But again, it was a bit out of the specs and the norm, but it simply looked better. You will also need a coiled cable with a female receptor. I bought one with 6 pins that can connect up to the front of the car, so it goes from the rear end of the motorhome to the front end of the car. We only have 4 wires in the electrical kit to the tail lights, so going from a 6 to a 4, that's a bit complicated, but it can absolutely be done. So that is needed as well. I also purchased this cover here to put behind the RV, and that will prevent rock chips and so on your car. So it's a good idea to have it. It's called Protect a Tow, but it's a really nice thing to have, but not 100% necessary. The last thing on my list is a Blue Ox Patriot 3. It's a proportional braking system, and it's portable. So if you change out your tow vehicle one day, it can be moved over to another vehicle. It goes in between the front seat and your brake pedal. And as you activate the brakes on the motorhome, you will have the same kind of brake power applied to your tow vehicle. So it won't push you when you're going downhill or trying to stop. So really a thing that I think is worth buying as well. So as a total with all of these parts purchased, we are $2,897, and then with taxes and shipping and so on, we are a little over $3,000. So that's kind of the level you should expect. Before you start purchasing any parts for a project like that, I think it's a good idea also to discuss a little bit how difficult is this. If I have to give it a rating, I would say on a scale from 1 to 5, where 5 is the most difficult, I would give it a 4 rating. It's pretty complicated. The mechanical part requires removal of the entire front bumper, and it can be tricky to get it to all these screws inside the wheel wells and underneath the car. And also you have to kind of get the plastic fiber there for the fairing in front. You have to get that off without breaking it. You have electrical installation that is pretty tricky. It's not rocket science, but you need a multimeter and you need to understand a wiring diagram, because every car is different. And I even bought this electrical kit that came with 2 bulbs. I ended up not using them because it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be a good and clean install for my car. So I had to improvise and do things that was totally out of what the diagram showed. But it ended up with a really nice install. So a little bit of understanding of electrical wiring is definitely required as well. But else, I will say I did it here at the campground where we are staying in New Mexico, or in New Mexico, in Roswell, and I could do it in the campground. So it's not something that requires big, fancy, heavy tools. You can do it with normal hand tools you have. So the only thing I really had to buy was a kit with some fairing removal tools and plastic tools to take the fairing out, and I had to buy a torque wrench so I could torque the bolts for the mechanical installation to the right torque values. That's quite important. But if you're good with that and you have tried to do electrical and mechanical work before, I would say go for it. I did it myself in one day basically, and then yesterday, the second day, I had some small adjustments to the electrical stuff I did, where I had to rewire a few small wires, but nothing major. So about a day from early morning till evening, and you will be done with it. If you like this video, please hit the like and the subscribe button. And as I told in the beginning, this here will be the first out of a total of 4 videos. So please make sure you subscribe so that you can see the next videos coming out here very soon about the base plate installation, all the mechanical stuff. There will be one about the electrical stuff, and then there will be one about the brake system as well. So please stay tuned and click the like and subscribe button. Thank you.